I send a daily email to my list, and a lot of people look at me thinking I'm crazy by sending. I email every single day. I've been doing it for a very, very long time. I'm a big fan of it. I'm a big believer in it. It is a great way to build trust with your marketplace. It's one of the best ways that in YouTube videos is build trust in your marketplace. And one of my favorite benefits of emailing daily is I probably get 0 to 3 to 4 replies every single day. And this leads into conversations. And I have conversations with people and they share their problems with me. Some of them share problems outside of business and some of them share their deep, dark secrets. It's pretty crazy how people feel so comfortable with like a stranger and emailing me about divorce, kids, cancer, brain tumors. Like I've heard it all. And so I email my list daily, and it really only takes me about 15 minutes a day to write a daily email. Now, mind you, this takes practice. It didn't take me 15 minutes when I first started. But anyways, I want to walk you through kind of my process on how I do emails and how I pull ideas from social media and repurpose them into emails. And then I take that email and then I repurpose it back into social media. So essentially what I do a lot of times is I go over to Threads. Threads is my main platform. I love it because I can just share my thoughts on there. It's very, very easy to create content. I don't have to create reels. I don't have to find music. I don't have to write captions. It's just the written word. Now, I don't have it on my phone. I do it all on my desktop. But essentially what I'll do is when it's time to write an email, I send my daily email out every single day at 4:15 Pacific Standard Time. And that's not data or stats or analytics or anything like that. It's just my personal preference. And so what I'll do usually every morning is I will jump on Threads and I'll just kind of scroll through it and look for some posts like right here, work 40 hours a week just to afford gas to get to work. Genius. Got decent engagement with 23 likes. And I'll look at that and go like, can I extract that idea and can I turn it into like a 250 to 400 word email? That one I probably could, but I don't like that one. This one right here, 449 likes. I could definitely tune this. So create a PDF with the solution that they're desperately Googling at 2 a.m., market it like it's Black Friday every damn day. I could turn that into a 250 to 400 word email. That wouldn't be that hard to do. And what I'm doing is it's already validated. The idea is already validated by the engagement. This got a lot of engagement. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to take this and then I can turn it into an email. So that's kind of step one is I just throw ideas out there on Threads. Most of my content I schedule in a app called Black Twist. So as you can see, this is like my calendar here. So today is November 3rd, and you can kind of scroll down. These are all the posts that I have scheduled for today. As you can see, I post quite a bit on Threads. And as you can see, I am all the way through about November 21st. I'm quite a bit ahead. Obviously, I got a day here that I'm missing some things, but I'm usually a week to 10 days ahead with my Threads content. But I also do drop things throughout the day as well. As you can see tomorrow, I'll go up to time slots right here just to kind of show you real quick. This isn't a tutorial on Black Twist, but here's today, Monday, November 3rd. As you can see, there is a lot of posts scheduled, probably about 15, I would guesstimate. Tomorrow, Tuesday, I have all my spots filled up. I have one slot open at 5:37, so I will add in a post maybe later today or maybe tomorrow morning. But that's kind of how I do it. I throw out my ideas on Threads, find something that resonates, and then I turn that into an email. And so let me open up this little mural board here. So here's an example of one I did. I think it was last Monday. So I made this post last Monday morning. I launched Threads Unleashed 2 years ago today. I did $5,472.74 the first day. What a wild ride the last 365 days have been. That got good engagement. I saw that Monday morning. I saw it got good engagement. I was like, okay, how can I take that and I turn that into an email? So essentially, that is exactly what I did. So this is a screenshot in my ConvertKit account. I use ConvertKit for email. My subject line was $5,472.74. And basically, I took this post, this Threads post right here, and I just turned it into like a 250 to 400 word email. And again, I shared the screenshot here. Not bad for a Monday. And I shared my lessons. I shared the takeaways. I shared kind of the headaches behind the scenes, what people don't see about it. In this email, the general message was success isn't as pretty or flashy as you think it is. Sure, this $5,000 is cool. The screenshot is cool. I understand that. But it was a fucking mess on the back end. I had tech nightmares. I had affiliate issues. There was a lot of things going on. I probably cost myself a couple $1,000s. I probably could have done about $7,500 if things went smoothly on the back end. But they didn't go smoothly at all. And that was the lesson in here. I wasn't just bragging about, hey, I made $5,000 a year ago today. I was sharing, hey, success isn't as pretty and fancy as the screenshots show it is. There's usually a story behind that. And that was what this email was about. And then at the bottom of each of my emails, I have here where I pitch my stuff. So this first link actually is a link to a YouTube video. It's just like a free training that they can click on. And then this second link is a pitch to a $27 ebook called the Piss Off Boss Playbook. And then the third link is a link to the Digital Product Challenge, which is a $37 ebook as well. So I email every single day. I share a story. And then at the bottom in the PS section, I'm pitching. It's just a light, I call it a soft call to action. It's not over the head. It's just, hey, when you're ready, here are a couple of ways I can help you. That's it. No countdown timers. No, this is about to expire. No, I'm only letting 5 people in or anything like that. And I typically, I don't want to say I make a sale every day from email, but I bet you on average I do. I make anywhere from probably like 0 to 5 sales a day on email just by doing this. And my email list isn't that big right now. It's only like 5,600 because I'm very aggressive with how often I clean up my email list. I wipe people out every 30 days. So that is the email. So again, number one, I made this post in the morning, Monday morning. It got good engagement. I turned that post into an email. I write the email usually in the morning. I schedule it to go out every single day at 4:15 Pacific Standard Time. Again, there's no data or analytics behind that. It's just, that's my personal preference. That's the only reason I send it out at 4:15. And then I take that email that I just wrote and I turn it into what I call a long form thread, which is kind of like essentially a blog post. I guess you could say it's a blog post. It's essentially a series of threads all connected, and I'll kind of walk you through it. But again, I take this email and I turn it into a long form thread, and I schedule this long form thread after 4:15. So my email list is the first one to get this, like the full on thing. And then my social media following, I usually schedule it like 4:45 or 5:30, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, maybe a couple of hours after the email. And so this is the long form. So I launched Threads Unleashed 2.0 a year ago today. And again, it's essentially just copied and pasted my email. I have a prompt that I use. I copy my email, I plug it into a custom chat GPT, and then it spits out this long form. So I'm not doing, it's more or less copy and paste, but this is kind of the long form. So this is thread number 1. And then right underneath here is thread number 2. I think here it's 500 characters. I think each thread is. I think that's what the limit is. Thread number 3, thread 4, thread 5, thread 6. And again, it's just basically my email. And then at the very bottom, sometimes I will pitch a paid product at the bottom of this long form thread. Like the long form thread I wrote today, I'm pitching an offer. This one, I am asking them to join my email newsletter. Most times this is the pitch I'm making, is to jump on my newsletter. And that is what I do. So again, in the morning, I make a post. I make several posts, as you've seen. If it gets good engagement, this post right here got good engagement, I turn it into an email. And then I take that email and I turn it into a long form. So essentially, this post right here and this post right here, essentially, this is a short form. This one right here is a short form post. I posted it Monday morning. And then this one, I posted Monday night. So it's the same thing I posted Monday night. It's expanded on it, and I tie in the lesson. So that is how I do my email. Let me go through another example really quick. This is how I write most of my emails, is through going from threads to email and then turning that email into a long form. Here's another one I did a couple of days ago. I think this was last Thursday, I believe. I was just sharing what I was doing. That's it. Like most of my content on social media is me just documenting my journey. I go do things in my life. I go do things in my business, and then I share it with you guys and gals. That's it. And I share the lessons learned, the mistakes made, the wins, the losses, what's working, what's not working, what I'm learning, what I'm not learning, things like that. And I'm just sharing. And that's exactly what I did. I created a custom GPT yesterday, the 3-hour creator process. I wrote the sales page with the help of AI. I then plugged in the sales copy to Lovable. Lovable is a tool I've never used before. I just started playing around with it literally on this day. It's pretty slick, by the way. A nice looking sales page ready in minutes. So I went from idea to product created to offer created to sales page written to sales page designed in a single day. You have no excuses. Sales page in the first comments below. And then I dropped this a sales page right here. And the links weren't live or anything like that. But I was just sharing what I was doing. And this one got some pretty good engagement. People were commenting on it. They're like, oh, I love Lovable. I've never heard of it, whatever it is. I was getting good engagement. So I took this post and I turned it into an email. This is this is the subject line. AI just made me eat my own words, and I just basically explain it here. I'm saying essentially the same thing. I'm just expanding on it a bit. As you can see, yesterday I said, fuck it, time to build it. In one afternoon, I built the 3-hour creative process, wrote the sales page, plugged it into Lovable, idea to product, offer, copy, design, all done in a few hours. I linked to it. Again, I took the thread, turned it into an email, and then the next step, I take that email, I plug it into a custom GPT that's designed for threads, and I take that email and I turn it into a long form. I had this idea simmering for months, but yesterday I finally said, fuck it, I'm building it. Here's how I created a custom GPT plus a full offer in a single afternoon with $0 and I should say $0 and 0 cents. And then I just shared it and I just expanded on it. Again, this is essentially my email just in long form. So again, I create a short form thread. It gets good engagement. Okay, I'm going to turn that into an email. I take the email and then I plug it into a custom chat GPT for threads, and then it spits out this long form. And then again, the call to action on this long form was join my newsletter. I didn't pitch anything on here. That is how I do email. It can be really, really simple. I talk to so many creators and they're like, I don't know what to write on email. How do you email every day? I don't have the time to email every day. What do you share on, what kind of content do you share on emails? And yet here they are over on Threads posting 5 to 10 times a day. They're posting 2 to 3 Instagram reels a day. And then they're claiming they don't have any ideas or any content for email. And I said, just whatever you're sharing on social media, turn it to email. And vice versa. Whatever you're sharing on email, turn it back to social media. So that is my email strategy. There are days I don't always use threads, but a lot of the times I use threads. So my framework that I came up with is called SOS, and it's story, observation, soft call to action. Story, observation, soft call to action. So like example, we took the kids to the movies on Saturday night, and I wrote an email yesterday morning about the movie, and I tied in a lesson from the movie into a life lesson. So I shared the story. We went to the movies. The observation was, hey, this movie was about battling demons. It's called K-pop Demon Hunters, and the demons are the voices in their head. I didn't realize that till I saw the movie. And I tied that into entrepreneurship. I said, we battle demons all the time. Self-doubt, fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of success. The fear of judgment, and a bunch of other mindset shit, which I call bitch brain. And so I tied that going to the movies, I tied that into business and being entrepreneurship. And then I pitched a product, a soft call to action. So story, observation, soft call to action. So either I create my emails from threads to email, or I use my SOS framework. It just kind of depends. Sometimes I'll scroll threads and I'll look through and I'm like, I don't really see anything that I can turn into an email. So what did I do in the last 24 hours in my personal life or even in my business life that I could turn into a story, share the observation, the insight, the takeaway, the aha moment, and then could I have that soft call to action at the bottom? So that is my email strategy. Don't complicate it. It truly can be this simple. Just because I use threads, I'm not saying you have to use threads. You could use Facebook, you could use LinkedIn, you could use Snapchat, you could use Instagram, whatever platform, it really doesn't matter. See what content does well in the last 1 to 7 days, see what gets good engagement, and then grab that post and say, okay, can I turn this into a 250 to 400 or 500 word email? If you can, use that as an email. And then if you want, you can take that email and turn it into like a longer form, maybe even a YouTube video, maybe a blog post, maybe a podcast even. So that is my strategy. That is how I turn threads into emails. And that is how I send a daily email out each and every day that takes me 15, 20 minutes at the absolute max.